Back now to the historic drop. Here from the Wall Street Journal, there are good reasons for stocks to be down. Economic growth has slowed globally, including in Europe and China. Investors fear a U.S. slowdown in 2019. Chaos in Washington, including Sunday assurances from Treasury Secretary over risks no one had yet thought isn't helping. The author of that, Aaron Back, columnist of Heard on the Street at the Wall Street Journal, working overtime here on Christmas Eve. We appreciate you being with us. Of course, the Journal's parent company and the parent company of Fox News share common ownership. Interesting that your words, in a way, echo what Mick Mulvaney said yesterday in terms of fundamentals.
Well, yes. At the moment, the U.S. economy is actually rather strong, but investors know that that can't last forever. This recovery has been going for nearly 10 years. The bull market has been going for nearly 10 years. And
is the bull market still going? I think today we officially hit bear territory, right?
So perhaps the bull market officially ended today. And that's because investors know that sooner or later the economy is going to slow down, maybe even enter a recession. And investors are kind of calling time on that right now.
Nothing says confidence from the administration like the Treasury Secretary over the Christmas holiday quoting now, the plunge protection team of these six big banks. Well, do you understand what they were thinking? Was this misreporting? The markets really did not appreciate
I don't
that.
understand what the secretary was thinking. No one was worried about the soundness of the banks in the current situation. No one was saying that the banks lack liquidity at the moment. This is not 2008. It's more of an ordinary sell-off. And so I think it was counterproductive for him to raise those issues. As I said in my column today, he was reassuring people about things that no one had thought to worry about yet.
So, and now suddenly they said, well, gee, maybe we need to worry about it.
The effect is there something going on with the banks that I don't know? So it was very unhelpful today, and I think we saw that in how the market performed this Christmas Eve.
There was the tweet that the president went on, a tweet storm this morning that really sort of sent things down even farther when he took on Jay Powell, said a couple of things that he'd sort of echoed before, but then he made this reference that the Fed was like a golfer who can't putt. If you know anything about President Trump's golf game, there's some irony there. But any idea what that really means?
I have no idea what he meant, but I will say this. If the Fed is trying to putt right now, and I'm not sure how they're trying to putt, but if they are, Trump is sort of their buddy in the background, loudly giving them advice while they're trying to concentrate. All this noise he's making about the Fed is not helping anything. And if anything, I think it makes it more likely that the Fed is going to keep tightening because they want to appear independent and they don't want to appear that they're buckling to political pressure from the president.
Hard to make the argument, though, that there is runaway inflation when oil is now in the low 40s.
That's correct. So, you know, it could well be that the market action we've seen, including recent reductions in energy prices, will take off some of the pressure. At the same time, unemployment is, you know, at its lowest level since 1969. What happened after 1969? There was inflation pressure. So the Fed really has to be eyeing upside and downside risks to inflation, to the economy right now. And it is a bit of a fine balancing act.
So we only have a couple more trading days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then obviously Monday left. What is best case scenario? What is worst case scenario through the end of the year?
I mean, it could go either way. If the government or the Fed manages to put together some kind of reassuring statement, I could see us rallying. Otherwise, I could see this selling continuing. People maybe taking tax loss harvesting, where you have a losing position, so you sell it to get the loss to write off other taxes. I think we've seen some of that in recent days. I think it's important, though, that people not panic.
You always hear that, but boy, it's hard.
It's hard, but if you don't need your money for a few years, there's no reason to panic. And few people have benefited by selling after a big loss like we've just seen.
Well, it was Baron Rothschild who said, buy when there is blood running in the streets, even if it's your own blood. So you think that we're in historic times regardless. You're going to look back on some of these times, and some of the great fortunes will probably be made over the next few days, weeks, months.
I don't know if any great fortunes are going to be made, but I think there are stocks that are probably unreasonably cheap right now. Yeah. And, you know, we have all these negative feelings. Oh, my God, why is the market crashing over the holiday season? It's important to stay calm-headed, even when it's Christmas Eve and the market is, you know, seemingly crashing. It's important to stay rational and maybe even look for some bargains out there in the market.
Well, Aaron, there will be a lot heard on the street over the next couple of days. We'll read about it in the Journal. We appreciate it.
Thanks very much.